if they don't legalize weed this year, I'm gonna be very sad for our nation, because that's at least the one thing you can do and you can provide is a coping mechanism. Now, one interesting function about that, or one interesting fact about taking that route, and the assistance of coming down from the harsh realities of life, is that drug companies like your Pfizers and your other shits that pretty much handle all your downers and things of that nature, they have a big stake in obviously the forced flow of what's prescribed and what you should take, what needs to go along with that, and what helps you counter with this, and you gotta add these other shits, and pretty much it racks up your fucking bill, and you've been upsold the fuck up. Well, those companies, at least here, and I'm pretty sure across the fucking boards, across the states, across the nation, have really been pushing and trying to stop the propositions that try to legalize it. Now, why they would do that as far as the state, it doesn't pique their interest, because if you look at Colorado, they were able to gain, I think, 1.3 for sure million, I don't know if it could have been billion, but fucking in revenue alone. That was so they had so much extra, they were able to put an extra milli on the side to fucking help those that were homeless. Like, that's a big fucking thing. If there's anything that we're to do in this world, whether you're of religious beliefs or not, or spiritual beliefs, or just however the fuck you want to label shit as, you gotta help your common man, your fellow man, I should say. So the fact that they're able to take this sliver, which I'm pretty sure they make bank after the fact, this is just something that they could hopefully use for even more better tax purposes. They're able to help people. How much of us can say that they do, and they don't fucking tighten up their wallets when they can see someone and think of an excuse why not to give them something because of fucking how they look or how they appear, or the bamboozlement that you've faced from others before. And on that same fuck shit, here in Arizona, there's a Proposition 205, and there was news from my favorite KTR station saying that doctors and nurses had gathered in Phoenix to voice their opposition about it, and they're pretty much going off of the realm that it's going to impact teens and children, and it's going to hurt them in the long run, which obviously if you don't do shit with yourself, that it's going to help you keep not doing shit for yourself. But there's whole reasons why we have legislations and rules as to having to be 21 and up, and how much tax is going to come from it. Like these companies who are going to lose a lot if we were to see the natural properties and just great overall feeling of what Mary does, that they don't want to lose out on that business. They got some people doped the fuck up, and which once again helps the other people that create the other shits, when really you can have, not to say a one-stop solution, but it definitely kills as many birds with having to hurt or damage least amount of stones as possible, if that makes any fucking sense. So I was mad excited when Judge Jolene Gentry had dismissed a challenge that was wanting to get the legalization of pot out of the voting ballot. Like, it's getting that far, and I'm really hoping that, I'm gonna get preachy for a second, like those who are judges, those who are making the difficult calls on certain things, like I really hope that they're taking a high moral standard and belief and understanding in the shit that they're doing and that they're choosing for all those, and that hopefully isn't being manipulated by influences that are going to give them a whole lot more kickbacks. Like, one of the dopest things about, I think it was Solomon or David, I think it was Solomon, the son of David, when he had ruled, the one thing that he had asked for from God was the knowledge to be able to watch over his people. And now I think it might have been, I don't know, but it was one of them that they had asked that of God. Instead of asking for their own protection of life or their own, he asked for the power and the ability to be able to do what he's been blessed to do. And in that same essence, fuck, like I want that so badly as well. Like, we're being trusted with something, whether it's life or, I mean, definitely life, but and in all the responsibilities that come well within it. So I would hope that we all can take pride in that and do the best that we can possibly do. But back to all that. Anyway, so this judge, she, stops, tries to, nip it in the bud so that it can give the people, hopefully, a chance to come up together, I don't know if it's too late to register or not, but to do something and try to, have our voices heard. And for the most part, I mean, some of the stuff that not limitations, but some of the rules of this stuff is perfectly well. They're saying that under measure, adults 21 and older can carry up to 1 ounce of marijuana and consume it privately. Cool. That's all that I fucking need. Allow me to be able to do me without it being a fucking crime or having to worry about some bullshit popping off. And it says that adults could also cultivate up to 6 marijuana plants in an enclosed space and possess the marijuana product by the plants. Meaning that no more than a dozen plants total could be allowed in a single residence, which is fine because, I mean, of course, you'd want to probably, make a couple extra bucks, I'm saying? This is America, and if you can have Ubers and Lyfts and, I'm saying, different healthcare systems, then why the fuck can there be a competitive field when it comes to distribution of marijuana? But mind you, it shouldn't be for that. Private use, whether you're blessing someone and it happens to have a marked donation price, well then, so be it. But regardless, that shouldn't even be the case because it should be private, okay? I can respect that. But the fact also that, I mean, I'm so glad that they can give you the ability to grow it yourself, just how you could grow your own fucking tobacco or your own avocados or whatever the fuck that you love, that you don't want to have to pay fucking high import price. That's fucking good. But for those that don't want to go through the trouble because they just, they'll buy it like they buy a pack of cigarettes instead of having to buy the cheaper shit, which are the rollies, which some would say would be just as effective, less chemicals, but more hassle. It says that the system could regulate that pot, like alcohol, with a 15% imposed on fucking all retail sales. And most of the revenue from that tax would go to Arizona schools and education programs. Like, motherfucker, if there's one thing that we could use, are smarter kids. And if there's one way that we can get people to reap from that is to be able to educate and to hopefully make us better, create a brand of loyalty so that people won't want to move out, so that we can keep all our smarties and we can better ourselves and hopefully, fucking better the nation. There's a lot of opportunity to be able to come from this, and it's kind of like saying, like, why the fuck, if you could give to the kids, why wouldn't you? And it's that same respect for them hoes that are stripping and they're trying to pay their way through med school, baby. God bless you. And may the right sugar daddy find his way to you.